Alright, it's day number 109, and I decided not just abandon with this stuff in 100 days because it was an incredible journey, to be honest. And today, in first part of the, but by the way, it's a bit noisy, but I have it's possible to hear something because I want to share with my experience. Because I don't like to hear someone when the person have learned something from someone's words and try to talk about it. However, the person didn't experience those situations, those problems in real life. He just heard about it and trying to teach you. I had such methods. That's why I want only to talk out from my experience. And I would like to say about some pros and cons of this 100 days challenge, because I tried to make a script, but there are too many texts, and I don't want just to read it. I rather prefer to talk and to share with my thoughts, not just with some text that I've prepared. So, and the first thing that I would like to notice that it will be useful, like such practice, speaking every day. It will be useful for each English learner, no matter you are going to go to the interview for your job, you are going to study probably abroad or somewhere in English. Probably you just want to get more journeys and to travel more. In any case, you have to possess with ability to speak in English, and it's kind of crucial in nowadays world, because if you are leaving your country, if you are moving abroad, the most ubiquitous, the most important language, it will be definitely English. So in my case, I want to enroll in university. That's why I started to learn English. I can't say consistently, but at least with this challenge, I was really consistent. So I decided, I not even decided, I just realized that speaking is part of the language that is the hardest one for every learner. And it's really hard to practice, since listening is the most easier. You can just listen to podcasts, listen to videos. Writing is also not that hard. You can choose any topic, write something, and analyze it, even with ChatGPT. What else? Grammar. Also, it's readily accessible just on YouTube. And this stuff you can do without any efforts. But to speak, usually you should have someone to conduct a conversation and talk about something. I can't say that I hadn't any person to talk in English, because I had several persons with who I could with who I had this opportunity to talk, but I didn't want to depend on someone. Sometimes I had moments when I wanted to practice my English, to speak, but the person with who I wanted to do it, he couldn't, and I couldn't just speak on my own. Then just browsing in YouTube, I found a video when the guy decided to talk every day in front of the camera just until he get fluency, and it was his 100 days challenge. I really was inspired by this idea, and I come up with the same. I just decided to borrow this idea, and I'm definitely sure that it was probably the best decision of this year if we're talking about studying, about learning English, because through all this challenge, I didn't really feel significant changes. I didn't feel some breakthroughs, some epiphanies that had it in my speaking. But as a result, I don't need to think, I don't need to make lots of pauses to translate something in my mind. It's enough to talk. Just due to this practice, The more you speak, the more neurons you have in your brain that are connected to speak this language, and it's crucial. These neurons impossible to create without practice, without speaking. Like you can't just constantly listen and then speak fluently. If you want to speak, you have to practice your speaking. So that's why I decided to start this challenge, and now I would like to note about several cons and pros. So the first is that about cons, let's start with cons. The first, you have to allocate some time every day. It might be hard, it might be challenging because of circumstances or lack of motivation, but anyway you have to do it. You shouldn't try really hard. You don't need to prepare for each video. You don't need to record it again if you feel that you don't like that video. You have just to talk for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, no matter, and every day, stable, everyday speaking. You have just the only rule that you have to adhere, speak every day. That's the only thing. And there's another trouble like linked with this challenge. You don't talk to anyone, you are talking to yourself. I don't know, answering some questions. In my case, I choose to answer IELTS questions, since there's a broad spectrum of questions, of topics, and at the same time I can not only practice my speaking, but I can realize what kind of parts are really weak in my case. And when I have to put more efforts to enrich my vocabulary and to become better, you know. So it's not a conversation with the real people. You are talking on your own, and you won't get any feedback, most likely. Because in my case, I got lucky, and through 30-40 days, someone started to text me in comments like, your pronunciation isn't good, you have some different and other troubles, and I really appreciate it. I didn't treat it as hate. I treat it as a lesson, as an important lesson, because it's really crucial when another person allocate his own time to point out on your mistake, and at the same time he helps you to become better and to learn from that. So, but it just was lucky. I can't say that everyone can face it, so you more likely won't get any bad feedback. And if you want to get this feedback, you have to do it on your own. You have to rewatch your video to analyze it, but it might take a bunch of times. For real, I tried to do this, I did it several times, and I abandoned with this idea because I almost got burned out, and it was really hard. Like, the main idea that I'm going to talk every day, not work with those videos, because the harder challenge is, the harder challenge you make for yourself, the harder it will be to adhere this challenge. So it mustn't be really hard. You have to take it smart, like to evaluate rationally your abilities, your time, how many time do you have per day, and don't really care about your speaking, what someone can potentially think about it. You have just speak every day, and through some time you will be involved probably in conversations with different people. Through time you will learn more, and you will correct your mistakes on your own, because I still do have a bunch of mistakes in my speaking, but anyway, my ability to speak shifted and became really better. So it's not the reason to not to do this, to not to speak, because even if you have some troubles, if you have some problems with speaking, you can't fix them until you start to speak, and anyway, sooner or later it will be necessary to start speaking, and it will be better to start right now than later. So yeah, I said about this. Yeah, and the third concept I would like to say is you won't notice your progress in 1 week, 2 weeks, 3, 4 weeks, and it's okay. I wasn't focused on my progress. I had only one opportunity to go to 100 days in a row when I'm speaking in English. The only reason, because if you want to track your real progress, and if you want to see significant changes through a week, through 2 weeks, it's really bad idea, because to get really fluency and to speak clearly, I guess it requires about a year of such speaking, at least a year, with consistent studying, not just speaking. So what I was talking about, I forgot. So you shouldn't afraid if you're going to try this challenge. You shouldn't afraid that you can't see your progress. It is, and in English, in any language that you study, it's so common issue when you feel that you're stuck and you don't move, and you don't move, just you are at the same place. And I had those kind of thoughts a bunch of times. Like, I wanted to abandon with this idea, I don't know, about 10 times, I guess. I was overwhelmed with English also a bunch of times, because I'm speaking, not speaking, I'm learning from day to day, and I don't see any progress. However, it is, I just can notice it in a week, in 2 weeks. It's a process that builds up, and then in one moment it will be a breakthrough. You just will be surprised that your abilities are much more stronger, much more higher, and you really managed to enhance it. So don't do it only for your progress. I mean, don't be in a rush with your progress. Try to check in 50 days, do you have any progress or no, in 40 days, in 60, 70, because I decided to rate my speaking. Like, I can't rate it, obviously, I can't rate it, but just to think about it, to compare somehow through 100 days, and through 100 days I see some changes, I see some improvements in my speaking, and that's really great. So in 100 days it's possible to notice some changes in your speaking. And yeah, just don't afraid of do it. Just do it from day to day without waiting for breakthrough in 5 days, in 10 days. It's really a bad idea, because yeah, as I mentioned here in my script, like you just develop neurons in your brain to adjust for this language consistently. It means that it's impossible to gain a skill in several days. You have to allocate a bunch of time, and it works with any area, not only in language, in any field. When you want to become better, you have to allocate a bunch of times. And I even recommend to read a book about outliers, the story of success, because it tells us about reality, how many times you have to allocate to be a professional in some field, to get one of the best persons in that field. Alright, and let's move to pros, because cons sounds like nobody should to do it, but there are another things. So, and as I mentioned, speaking is one of the biggest challenges for every English learner, and it's really crucial to develop this skill. And not only for your confident self-expression, but for efficiency in your communication in any area. It will be effective, as I mentioned, studying, working, traveling, no matter. It will be useful everywhere. And yeah, and yeah, I'm just looking at my script because I'm losing sometimes my thoughts. I don't want to lose anything. For real, I want to mention about each moment because it's really crucial to realize what's going on and how that's work. So the only thing that I would like to recommend is to record those videos. Like, the best way to obligate yourself with this challenge is recording and uploading on YouTube. You can make it private if you are too shy, but I strongly recommend to do it public, because as a result you will be able to find some people who also try to enhance their ability to speak, enhance their ability to speak English, and probably you will connect in some social medias. You will be able to talk directly in private, and it will be really great in terms of your practice. Also you can find some feedback, you can find some support, because from out of my experience, during those 100 days I didn't face hate no one time. It's incredible. Like, the community of English learners is so great. I got only a bunch of positive comments, a bunch of great feedback, and you shouldn't really care about hate, because you should remember only about one thing: the real professional is never going to hate you. Like, only losers who can't do anything, who jealous to anyone because they don't do anything, they are able to judge you and to point out on your disadvantages. But real professional is never going to hate you. Like, the Olympian champion is not going to, like, judge you because you are going to the gym. The real interpreter who's been running his business for 20 years is not going to hate you if you are going to try your own business. So you shouldn't really care, even if you will face some troubles, some hate. You shouldn't really care about that, because those people usually are lames, losers, and they don't live that lives that you want to live. I swear, they don't. So yeah, I mentioned about uploading in YouTube. It's pretty important. It will obligate you to do it every day, not abandon this day, because if you are talking every day and you are deleting those videos, you can't anyhow compare your speaking in the past, your speaking now, and you can abandon it really easily in a week, in 2 weeks. So you definitely should upload it. Alright, the second is, as I mentioned, it's incredible opportunity to find some persons from English learners community. Because, for example, there are a bunch of people from different kind of countries, from different continents, who are trying to learn their English. And during those whole days, I got some people with who currently I can talk in English, and they're across different countries and different continents. And that's really great, because nowadays I'm texting, I'm chatting mostly in English, not even in my native language. And it's really cool, because even when you have no desire to study, I know what am I talking about. During those 100 days, I think I got burnout about 5-7 times when I didn't want to study at all, and I didn't want to open English at all. But the only thing that I proceeded to do is to communicate with others in English. And it keeps you, it keeps your mind, it keeps your brain uh, use this language. And you don't want anyway, when you answer someone, when you are talking with someone in English, you can't forget such things that you have already learned. So it's really incredible experience to communicate with someone in English. And one point when I realized that I'm getting better was when I visited open day in the university when I want to enroll, and I was able to communicate during whole day with different kind of people, with educators, with students, and it was kind of great because I had conversations only in English. And it's been not a lot of years when I started learning English, so in my case I was really surprised because I have started to learn English 3 years ago, and half of this way I almost didn't study English. Like from time to time, several times per day, I tried to watch some videos, but I didn't done anything at all. Then I realized, I guess about a year and several months ago, I guess exactly a year ago, I realized that I have to study harder. And a year ago I started to learn grammar, I started to enrich my vocabulary, to listen more in English. And as time went on, I also changed and tried to spend more time with learning English. And there's not only question about learning English, you have to learn it effectively. You have to learn it effectively, because you can allocate 10 hours per day, but it won't bring you any benefits if you don't take it smart. And at the same time, you can allocate 2 hours, and it will be like a great spent studying time. A great studying time. So anyway, no matter how what is your approach to study a language, you have to start, because in the beginning you can't find the best approach. My approach was changing through whole year. I was tried a bunch of different kind of things, and even nowadays I'm changing something. I'm trying new things to learn English, and I guess this way is endless until I'll get fluency in English. This process will be endless. So I don't know what that is. Yeah, and also I would like to say that through this experience, I like my perspective has grown significantly, and I've been inspired to visit a bunch of countries, to learn numerous languages. And when I get fluency in English, I hope it will be like in a year top. I'm gonna to continue with French, and I even want to study those languages simultaneously. Yeah, I guess it will be a great idea. And the more languages you know, the easier is to learn other languages. So yeah, also I mean that this challenge, 100 days of talking, like it's nothing special. You set up your phone, you just turn on your camera, you record yourself for 10 minutes, and then you upload this video. Like nothing special, but it brought a bunch of things in my life. Like as I mentioned, it has changed my mindset, I can say, my perception of the world, my perception of the English. I really have much more desire to learn it. And yeah, that's kind of, I wanted, I even when I started to record those videos, I didn't expect that I'm going to finish these 100 days. I just wanted to start to understand how does it work, how does my speaking work. But through some time I got used for it, and I don't even abandon with this idea through 100 days. At least, by the way, like my goal also isn't endless. I have to pass an exam in 3 weeks, in about 3 weeks, and at least until that time, I'm going to talk still every day, because it's necessary. And then, after results of my exam, I'll decide should I continue or no, because so we will see. We will see. I'm not going to talk about this a lot, because it's already 25 minutes, and it's a long story about that exam, about potential consequences. So let me just continue. And the third advantage that I would like to point out is that this approach to practice your speaking from 5 to 15 minutes per day, for example, it develops your discipline. It helps you to understand what it truly means to stay committed regardless of the circumstances. Because in my case, I really had some days when it was so hard to record this video. I was pretty shy in some places to speak English, and when I just chilled with my friends, I didn't. When I spent, like, I had several days when I spent the whole day with my friends, and I had to leave them for a while to record those videos, to not abandon. And I didn't need to record 20 minutes video as I do it every time. I tried to do 5-10 minutes, but the most important, to create this habit to speak every day. By the way, I could recommend a book, Atomic Habits, great book that is talking about habits. I didn't finish it yet, but it's ongoing process. I'm reading it, and it's a great book that tells us about small things that change our life significantly. So it will keep you disciplined, it will learn you discipline, and you will be more confident, in yourself, in your English, when you're able to talk among others, when you don't afraid of them. That's a great just experience. And yeah, my passion for learning English became even stronger, because when I started, I just remember 100 days ago, when I was thinking that I have to pass an exam. I felt so bad. I didn't even want to think about it, because I was convinced it's impossible. Through those 100 days, I'm waiting for this day when I will be able to use whole my spectrum of knowledges. I hope I won't nervous. I hope I won't fuck up, and everything will be great. And I'll get the score I need to get. It's like 6.5 equal to IELTS. I have to get like such score, and it's not even that huge score. It's a great score. It's a solid B2 level. But anyway, I have a bunch of thoughts about it, so I'm not going to talk about this. I mean that I didn't really have that huge desire as I have nowadays to learn English, and it's kind of strange. I became better, and at the same time, I started to learn it even more, and I really convinced that it is related to each topic. The more you study, the more new things you can open for yourself, and you realize that you don't know anything, and you need to study even more than you thought in previous, if you know what I mean. So, and yeah, I wrote some. So I mean, I didn't really prepare good for this video. I wanted to write a great script, but I was listening to the music while I was writing it, so I wasn't serious, And I don't like such inscriptions. I'd rather to say something out of my experience, from my mind, without preparation. It's great if I can write down some topics, but without scripts. So, and that's probably all. I'm sure that I didn't say about a bunch of things. I was expressing my thoughts pretty randomly, so it might be hard to understand it. But anyway, the only thing that is crucial, probably I'm going to record one more video with better script, because this one is just speaking. I wanted to speak up about this because for me it's a great experience. 100 days I managed to do it, and yeah. So that's probably all for today. I'm not going to say about anything more, because I'm going to repeat some things. I don't want really to do this. I hope I mentioned about everything, the most important, and the only thing, the most important, is that all people are the same. From the beginning, when we have just born, we are the same biological organism, and the only thing that is important, what kind of decisions are we taking? Because nowadays, that person who you are nowadays is the result of your past decisions. That's why if someone really wants to improve his English, don't start tomorrow, don't start from the beginning, start today. Record your first video, because by the way, I didn't notice about it, or I didn't note about it, but the first video that I made, I didn't upload. I deleted that video, and at the next day I recorded it again, my first video, and only that video I uploaded. It was because of my perfectionism. I really always want to do everything in the best way, but listen to this noise, listen to this background. I guess it's barely possible to hear me. I hope that subtitles will help with it to understand me. Yeah, and I mean, the earlier you are going to start to do some changes, the sooner you will get results that you want to get. Just don't be shy, don't be afraid of anything, and just speak this language. Yeah, and I guess I'll make one more shorter video about it, and yeah, that's all.